Hello, hello. So I'm playing Infection Free Zone. This is my 39th, basically 40th hour of playing the game. And I've been doing so just on this one map. I haven't started new game or anything like that. So I have some hints, tips, ideas, thoughts, all of that, but maybe some people who've played a few different games will have a different set of ideas. So I started here. Now, being in Manila, it suggested this tile, which is near the airport, and I don't think I went for the exact thing it first suggested. I found nearby this slightly larger headquarters building. Went, oh, that looks good. Turns out that actually, it's a little bit of a pain. Like I didn't need quite as big a building for my headquarters. Although it is nice to just be able to have all my squads and stuff come here and rearm and everything else. And there was some nice buildings around. And I initially just started with this section here. I've got still have the wooden palisades. That was my first protective layer, and that worked okay for the basic hordes where there's just like one that would come and attack occasionally. Yeah, I had a couple of towers up. I still have a wooden tower here. Probably don't need that. And then I expanded a bit further. This extra bit is somewhat new, because I expanded and just had my squads going out and finding stuff. So squad where you've actually got a car and you can drive around makes a big
Difference.
I didn't think of it initially would be that useful. You do want to be able to create fuel, and you will want to research the ability to make fuel out of grain and have enough fields. So something stupid I did was I like this area here. I like the idea of having like these buildings. This could be it. I needed a new warehouse. I wanted a big house area. I just unlocked housing. And so I made this, and I really like this style of having a double gate. So I can have cars come through. These are two towers for attacking anything. You've then got some extra towers along for defense. The issue is these fortified walls. 3,750 health, and it's just not enough. So if I go look here, this wooden palisade is 1,300. It's very easy to make. You can assign people to it in a day as long as they're close enough to either headquarters or a warehouse or something. I've got little warehouses all over the place. Like here. This is another little tip. Just put lots of little warehouses all over the place. So wooden palisades, just very fast to put up. Brick walls, 2,250. And you're like, okay. And then these fortified are 3,750. For the amount of effort that's needed to make one of these, so if I go here, I go set up wooden palisade. This is just like, so 2 bits is 12 wood. Alright, I put up a metal fence. 2 bits is 12 metal. Metal is a lot harder to find. You have to find it. You can't just have... This was my forester's hut and a sawmill. And the forester's hut was... I had a bunch of forester's huts around the place, and I'm trying to reduce them all and move it down because it's just too much wood at the moment. So wood, quite easy. Metal, a lot harder. Brick wall, once you start... So here, this is 15... Okay, 16 bricks. That's still really easy. Look, I look at a building and there's 900 bricks. I can look at most of these. Now this has some wood, some metal, some bricks. Yeah, this one has quite a good bit of metal, but most of them have lots and lots of bricks, and in fact a lot are just bricks. So bricks is really easy. I can send my guys, and I, by the way, have like nearly 800 citizens. I've got a bit of a lower birth rate at the moment, because I was getting up to 10 citizens, new citizens a day, for a while. I haven't researched vaccination, but you automatically get enough vaccinations, I guess. Currently, the numbers are a bit weird. Anyway, so I can send... If I send everyone onto scavenging, that's sort of usually switching between building, guarding, and scavenging. That's what I'm usually maximizing. So if you do that, I can get hundreds of people who are scavenging. I can easily get massive amounts of bricks. Not a big deal. However, a fortified wall... Look at that. 12 wood, 9 metal, and 45 bricks. And yeah, it only does 3 times more than a wooden palisade. It's basically... I think fortified walls should be at least 6,000 points. I get so annoyed and have to add so many layers, because even though I've got these big fortified walls, I have to go through and double, triple, quadruple layers. I want to add another layer around everything. And I'm just going to do it with brick walls, because these fortified walls are just not worth it. I also would love the ability to select a big area. So select all this instead of having to manually select. Why do I have to manually select each different bit? Especially for something like this. If I want to select and assign people to, like, oh, I want this barbed wire now. I'm going to have to select each section of barbed wire, max it out, max it out, max it out. And I just have to do that and keep going and going and going. And it's going to be painful and time consuming. I'm trying to... I've just deconstructed some buildings here. I'm just starting to be able to put some extra double gates stuff here. I've still got to update some of these older gates, and I definitely need to clean up some of this, because I thought I was going to move everything up here, and then I realized that actually it's a pain. But what I have learned is you can construct buildings quite well. So there was no buildings here, and now I'm thinking, well, maybe I could just put some buildings here. And I like the fact that you can just be like, look, I'm going to pay it in wood, or mostly wood, or bricks, or whatever. I believe this is a somewhat new update. And it's quite easy for me to go do that. That said, once you have started building a building, you can't delete it. So this one, I can't cancel building here. I'll do this. I can here. I can cancel it by closing it, whatever. But as soon as I click continue, Yeah. This I now can't delete, cancel. There's no undo of starting to build. Like, no one has come and put anything down. I will also point out that once you have started deconstructing a building, you can't undo it. So if I deconstruct here, it's fine, I can undo it. But as soon as a worker has come, then you can't sort of reconstruct a building, but thankfully you can just construct a new building. So initially it was like, oh no, you can't, bring them all back. Well, actually, yeah, you got those resources, you can construct a new one. So that's good, but once you've said, I want to start constructing a building, you basically are locked in and have to go and build that building. And that's it, you just have to wait. I've found that I've now got a point where I've got a few squads at base. And, oh, by the way, don't have 2 bases. Just don't do it. If I look at all these guys here, it's 3 a.m. and these guys were scavengers down here. So what happens in the morning, I set everyone to scavenging. They will wake up, walk all the way down here, come here, start scavenging buildings here. And they'll only be, by the time they get there, it's going to be about 2 p.m. They work for a couple of hours and then spend ages walking all the way back here. Whereas if I just had 1 base, you don't have to worry about it. So I really recommend you just expand 1 base and just keep doing that. Don't try having 2 bases. I thought that because I could build another headquarters, that meant I could be building another base. But now I think if I just say scavenge, it'll automatically find like the local scavenging bits, and they will mostly be assigned to some scavenging tasks here. But even then, look, this has only got like 1 out of 6, but there's going to be a lot of people in here that are still going to go down to here where most of my scavenging is currently being done, because I'm trying to make some space, because this here is where the zombies come. So I found most of them are spawning. So once you get far enough in, they start coming in swarms, and I'll show you up here a little bit. Most of the swarms come usually for me from up here, from here or here. Like, it's either coming up this way or it's coming this way. They're the ways. Sometimes they've come and attacked here, but I think mostly it's because I've drawn them in this way more than anything. And it's a lot of work to do what I do, to try and sort of double team with the squads and have everyone attacking all in the right way, which I'll show shortly. Hence, I'm trying to make it that a swarm is something that I can withstand. So I'm trying to really add enough layers. Now, you can't do too much, because otherwise you get pathing issues, and the workers can't come into the middle layer and fix it and whatever else, unless there's enough bits, and you have to carefully select what you're repairing and all sorts of things. Or you just need enough space and enough ways to get through, which also means that you're allowing the zombies to come through. Thankfully, somewhat stupid. So, I've got this extra layer here. They're rarely likely to go up here. They're much more likely to just go, oh, I'm going to attack here, especially if I've got my squads here and are shooting from all here and everything else. So, yeah, I've got all that. and I am about to expand out this area and do another layer and do all of that to be a bit more protective. Because one of the main objectives I've had for a really long time is do an expedition. But these swarms come every couple of days, 2 to 3 days, every few nights. And
Operator.
by the time I've dealt with a swarm properly, I've used up a fair bit of fuel. And the best way of making fuel is usually from wheat, from grain. It's where you can get it a lot. Now I've had to switch to using from fertilizer. I do have a current bit of extra fertilizer, but I'm also using fertilizer for the fields, so I don't want to overdo that. I happen to have some grain at the moment because I'm not using it, but it's always, yeah, like you need, I think for every can of food it feeds 4 citizens. So yeah, when you've got this many, nearly 800 citizens, it's just a lot of food a day, and it's a pain. It means lots of grain, lots of barn. I've got, a decent cookhouse. I will switch over eventually back to raw meat. I keep switching. I don't have quite enough of everything perfectly balanced, so I'll sometimes be using the meat from barn, and then I'll switch over to grain, and then switch back and whatever else. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. And just to show you, I've got most. I'm just finally getting the ability to do sniper rifles shortly. That'll be really fun. I've only got a couple of people with sniper rifles. Got full advanced mechanics, all of that. Now, greenhouses. I do have a greenhouse.
Reporting.
I have 2 greenhouses here, and I can't understand how they're any different from vast fields, in that they don't they are, in order to get the same amount of production from a vast field, you need enough of them that the same number of workers, so they're equivalent. A field versus a greenhouse. I think it probably applies to different temperate climates, and it's probably nicer to have a greenhouse when it's colder. And because I've selected the Philippines in the tropics where it's hot all the time, and the temperature rarely goes, like 21 is the coldest I'd likely see it. 19 degrees would be considered really cold. Yeah, don't really have to worry. So I haven't found a use for greenhouses, but I have heard online that if, maybe based on where you select in the world, you can have winter and you have to deal with that, which,
Receiving.
I mean,
Waiting
maybe
orders.
just select somewhere in the tropics, because you won't feel the heat even if your workers do. Yeah. Alright, so some of the game. So I've got
Receiving. Ready for action.
I've got
Ready
here
for
a
action.
few
Reporting.
different
Reporting.
squads.
Ready for action.
I usually have squads
Reporting.
that
Waiting orders. Receiving.
have
Ready for
some
action.
existing resources, and it seems
Ready
that
for action.
this one
Ready
was
for
somewhat
action.
unexpected. Normally I have squads that
Ready
look
for
like
action. Ready for
no,
action. Waiting
none of
orders.
them are prepared. They've all just recently been in fights
Roger.
or recently dealt with stuff. Because I would have 3 sets of ammo and then 1 medkit.
Ready for action.
And I think I just gotta get everyone
On
to
my
do
way.
that. Because you use up ammo pretty fast,
Reporting.
and then occasionally you'll get injured and need defense. Now, if you do it right, the hordes almost never attack you. It's usually
Waiting
the
orders.
enemy, the rebel groups that come and attack, and because they're shooting at you, even in a car, yeah, not good. So I'm going to continue the game
Waiting orders. On my way.
and show a little bit of
Ready
what
for
I
action.
do. So I've got a
Receiving.
fast car
On my way.
here, and
We're on the
so
move.
one
On my way.
squads 1, 2,
Receiving.
and 3 are generally
Waiting
the
orders.
faster cars or
Ready for
small
action.
compact
Waiting orders.
cars.
Ready for action.
Right now,
Waiting
4 and
orders.
5 are like a van and a
Waiting
truck,
orders.
and they're usually what I just will get.
Waiting orders.
Let's
do it.
Go do scavenging in an area. You always want at least 2 in an area, because sometimes
orders.
there will be zombies, hordes that they'll come across, and occasionally they even get like taken hostage almost, although that hasn't happened in a very long time. And I just have to, you want at least 2 together. Occasionally there will be a rebel group that comes, and you definitely want at least 2 squads to attack that.
Receiving.
So
We're on the move. We're on the move. Receiving.
you
On my
go
way.
here, you're fast,
Waiting
you
orders.
can go up
Going there.
here as well, but 3 can come
Operator.
back here.
Let's do it.
uh,
Ready for action. On my way.
and then
Operator. Going there.
4 and
Reporting.
5 you
Roger.
guys are here, because
Another one
what'll
incoming.
happen is this guy is
Ready for action.
fast, but he's like, I've fully maxed out this car, and I don't know how to show you that. I think I have to get them out of the car to really show you that this car has all of the fun
Going
stuff
there.
on it.
Let's do it.
It's got the front bars, it's got a turbocharger, it's got all that. Now, when moving, they won't shoot when the car's in motion.
Let's do it.
Hence why I'm doing
We're on
this,
the
where
move.
come up, go,
Receiving. Let's do
attack
it.
them a little bit, come back, and I have these
Waiting
guys
orders.
shooting now. Now I just do this leapfrogging
Waiting
thing
orders.
where it's like,
We're
okay,
on the move.
you now go back. Now these ones are really
Receiving.
slow, so I do a
Receiving. On my
bigger
way.
leapfrogging
Ready
with
for
these
going
guys.
Ready for action.
And
Roger.
usually base it
Reporting.
on
Let's do it.
roughly the area of attack circle, mixed with the speed. So they're only taking a small section of this horde right now because they've got the alpha. The alpha is way, way, way harder to attack. Now this
Waiting
guy,
orders.
jump
Going
back,
there.
faster, so I
Reporting.
can
Roger. On my way.
do a lot
Going there.
shorter with
Waiting
these
orders.
ones.
Going there. Another one incoming.
You can see there's like a tiny little lump or building there, and as long as he's attacking the alpha, it doesn't matter too much. But
Operator.
you guys
Going there.
get back.
Receiving. Roger. Reporting. Let's do it. Receiving. On my way. Ready for action. Let's
Pretty
do it.
fast.
Ready for action. Going there. Reporting.
Oh, did
Let's
I
do
get
it.
the alpha? Oh,
On my
nice.
way. Operator.
In the meantime, I've got these 2 squads that can help out. So just med pack on, a first aid kit, and yeah, done.
Let's do it. Receiving.
Just what? So, 3 ammo, a med kit. That seems to be the right level for what I need. And maybe I can send, because it's already nearly 5 o'clock. I don't even think they're going to get out here.
Let's do it.
I might
Ready
send
for
this guy to try finding
On my
where
way.
these others are. This is my fast car. Oh, sometimes, like, this car uses up petrol really fast. It's got everything, and every time you add, I just want to show you when you go, if I go to repair, if I go to work on this, I can get in a large tank. That's great. But if I get armored plates, then fuel consumption is increased by 20%. And it says it twice, which makes me think it's 40%, but I'm not sure. Here again, engine turbocharger. Max speed is increased, acceleration's increased, but also fuel consumption. Additional tank, fuel consumption increased. Trunk, sorry. Front ram doesn't actually increase fuel consumption, so they're worth adding. In fact, that's what I should have added to this one. Yeah, normally at least do a large tank and front ram, and then on ones I just sometimes have special ones that have everything.
Operator.
You two are up there, and
Ready for action.
so at 6 o'clock, here's when sun rises, so 6:12 a.m. These will try going
Waiting orders.
to
Going
ground. So what's a really good
there.
idea
Ready for
is
action.
actually
Let's do it. Reporting.
baiting
On my
them
way.
to go
Waiting orders.
out in the
On my
boondocks,
way.
just somewhere here where, in this case, it's actually a cemetery. They won't be able to find a building, and they will be kind of stuck. And they just try and bury themselves a little bit and have problems, and then you can just shoot them really easily. That's the ideal.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
See how slow
Reporting.
this truck is? I'm just gonna
We're on
send
the
it
move.
way out here.
Waiting orders. Let's do it. Infected incoming.
This guy's just mostly gonna see where they are, so I
Reporting.
can see what buildings they're in when
On my way. Let's do it. Infected incoming.
start coming.
We're on the move.
Gotta quickly move these guys,
Receiving.
and
We're on the
don't
move.
forget
Waiting
to
orders.
off-road with alt click, otherwise
Let's do it.
it wants you to go all the way around.
Let's do it.
Okay, these guys are already going to ground.
Ready for action.
This is
Take him down. Attack.
group a little bit. Ah, 6 o'clock. Boom, auto save. They're already.
Requesting support.
Okay, you just ran through some. Just stay where I can see these
Wipe that
guys.
sleep off your face and get to work.
And I'm now going to spend most of the
Infected
day
incoming.
just going in with my squads and attacking all these guys. You see, they've all stopped, and I can
Reporting.
just
Going there.
pretty
Reporting.
much
Let's do it. Reporting. Roger. Receiving. Let's
come
do
in
it.
now. Oh, okay, they went in here, but these guys are trying to hide and not doing a good job.
Receiving. On my way. Ready for action. Going there. Ready for action. Roger. Ready for action. Roger. Ready for action. Operator. Going there. Reporting. Operator. Receiving.
It's okay. There's not many. Actually, everyone's synchronized. And so now I'm just going to go through
Ready for action. Let's do it.
and just kind of
Receiving.
say, all right, go
Let's do it.
in,
Reporting.
attack here.
Receiving.
I do think there's a way I can control click
Reporting.
and select
Ready for action.
multiple ones.
Receiving. Ready for action.
Okay.
Ready for action.
4, 5.
Waiting
Oh, I
orders.
should keep holding control down.
Waiting orders.
I've only just realized.
Ready for action.
So, to make sure.
Receiving.
Okay. These are the ones
Going there.
currently available.
On my way.
And now I can just shift click and say go attack here, go attack here.
We're not alone here. Not alone here. Horde
Yeah,
inside.
that's
Danger
good.
close. This house is infected.
And then I just occasionally look through
Orders.
and just to make sure no one's really
Reporting.
injured. Because when they come in
Close.
with enough
Close
amount
is infected.
once,
Infected
they're
inside.
fine.
Horde inside.
Of course, like, these guys are running out of ammo.
Operator.
Hence this team that came along. I'll have to do an exchange with them.
Receiving.
Um,
Operator. Reporting. Kill them. Reporting. Ready for action. Roger. Reporting.
oh, it's a bit
Infected
injured.
inside.
That's why it's extra slow.
Danger close. Inside. Danger close. Danger close. House is infected. We need backup.
These guys decided to take the whole thing on themselves. And now need most of a medkit. Because if you send everyone at once, it's not as big a deal.
Ready for action.
Who was the team?
Receiving. Ready for action. Operator. Operator. Ready for action. Waiting orders. Ready for action. Receiving. Ready for action. Operator.
Oh, fine.
Operator. Ready for action.
I think they
Orders.
auto
Operator. Operator.
reloaded. And they're fine.
This house is infected. Danger close. Danger close. Going there. We're not alone here. Infected inside. Infected inside.
No.
This house is infected. Operator.
It's a bit slow.
On my way.
Sometimes what I would do,
Going there.
I gotta make sure, so I've got new people. I got them at least doing something. So back here, for example, I've got lots of people. I don't have as many as I thought actually. Make sure everyone I can is scavenging here. There should be a scavenging task here for the wood. And then just scavenge everything else. For the moment. Actually, not too bad. No, I think the next day I'm gonna go back. I usually have 2 or 3 days of scavenging and then a day or 2 of building. And so you see, it's just lots of people going here, going to the nearby warehouse.
This house is infected.
Going to
Here.
the nearby
This house
warehouse.
is infected. This house is infected. Horde inside.
And I should get these guys joining in.
We'll get them. Operator, we'll get them. Ready for action. House is
When you got
infected.
3 or 4 squads at a time and there's only one in each, it's not so big a deal, but it's when you've got
Operator,
everyone. So one thing I can sometimes do is just take everyone out of their building, of the vehicles, and just go attack everything. The issue is you often can't get all of them in time, and you end up having to get everyone rushing back to their cars just before sunset. But you
Waiting
do
orders.
get them to be much more in sync. Or you have to
receiving. Reporting.
go through and
Operator.
say, okay, I do kind of
Reporting.
keep him there.
Let's do it.
Alright, fuck it. 2.
Ready for action. Ready for action. Ready for action. Reporting. Ready for action. Ready for action. Reporting. Waiting orders. Receiving.
Let's get everyone to come.
Roger. Ready for action. Operator. Operator. We're on the move. Waiting orders. Operator.
Okay, you guys.
Receiving.
No.
Reporting. Ready for action.
And I want the cars to be
Roger.
different.
Reporting. Roger.
Okay, everyone just attack this guy.
Infected inside.
If you have them all
Infected inside.
the cars on one spot,
Infected
it's
inside.
really hard to select a car.
Danger close.
Oh, also they're gonna go and
Operator.
do all the scavenging tasks if you select building, whereas they won't if you attack the actual enemy. But sometimes the scavenging's useful when you don't have anything, so yeah, I'll probably do that.
For the zone.
So 1, 2, 3. Now I've got to just kind of go, alright, I got to attack. Yeah.
Receiving.
And I got to remember what order. Put it in 3,
Operator. We'll get them.
4.
Receiving.
5.
Reporting.
I don't have a
Attack.
squad 6. I intentionally have 7 and 8 as my north base.
Receiving.
But when there's a swarm, they come and help. Or the merrier. Now, they've all got different levels of protection. I've only just started. Oh,
Ready for action.
did I not get him to
Kill them. Take him down.
Squad 3. Okay.
Ready for action.
And squad 2, what the fuck?
Kill them.
Sure, that was the first one I pressed.
Receiving. Attack.
Go in attack.
Infected inside. Here. Here. Alone here. Inside. Alone here. Alone here. Infected inside.
This is where having them mostly with assault rifles is
Waiting
useful.
orders. We're not alone here. We're not alone here.
Do really quickly. I do have
Receiving.
Alpha has
Inside.
2 sniper rifles,
Danger
and some of
close.
these guys have shotguns
Alone
and
here.
stuff, which are good and powerful.
Inside.
But yeah, so far when you smash everyone
Not alone here. Out in the danger close.
really quickly and there's not too many.
Danger close.
Occasionally though, you will get a building with a lot, like 5 or 6 hordes, and you think there's only one in there, and it also has the alpha, and you go and have everyone killed, or at least most of everyone killed, because once they're engaged in a
Reporting.
big fight, that's pretty much it. Right.
Waiting orders. Waiting orders.
Into.
Let's do it.
No.
Roger. Ready for action. Going there. Operator, reporting. Receiving. Roger. Receiving. Operator, on my way. Receiving. Going there. Ready for action. Ready for action. Going there. Receiving. Ready for action. Operator,
Have I? I've no.
receiving.
No
Ready
binding
for action.
loss.
Waiting orders.
Oh, I had a few.
Receiving.
Okay.
Waiting orders.
That's
Waiting
what's
orders.
going on. Alright, lost my control one quickly.
Inside.
Okay, so this group here has gone
Operator.
scavenging, gone, oh, we're full. Oh,
Going
okay,
there.
let's just No, we don't have much in that car.
Waiting
There's
orders.
multiple teams. You can't just tell
Operator.
them.
Kill them.
Wait, just one of these?
Operator.
Oops,
Ready
sorry.
for action. Operator. Waiting orders.
Ammo.
Receiving. Reporting. Ready for action. Reporting.
Number 2 is already out of ammo. But only one guy.
Kill them.
3,
Operator. Attack.
3.
Reporting. Take him down. Waiting orders. Take him down. Reporting. Attack. Reporting. Take him down.
Oh. And sometimes I'll just do an extra save. Oh, which I already did just before. Before I do anything where I'm worried that there might be problems. Which one are you?
Ready for action.
Oh, Alpha.
Kill them. The house is infected. Explode. Infected and die. Explode. Operator. 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 Receiving. Not alone here. The house is infected.
I do want to replace the plate armor with a better riot gear. Still 200 HP, what? Because the protectors only give 85 HP.
New tech available.
Sniper rifle! Yay! That means the only thing I'm missing, I should probably do a dosing optimization. And maybe I can learn to do shotguns, but I really want mostly assault rifles and some sniper rifles. Snipers, especially for taking out Alpha. Boom. Okay, now I've got to remember which cars everyone goes into.
Operator, we're on the move. Receiving. We're on the move. Operator,
4 goes in there.
we're on the move.
5
Reporting.
get in the truck.
We're on the move. Ready for action.
7
Let's do it. Waiting orders. Roger.
Yep. Yeah, everyone's moving. Oh, and then you guys can come down and...
Waiting orders.
Oh,
Waiting orders.
me.
Receiving. Operator. Waiting orders. Reporting. Ready for action. Roger.
Alright, so as they're doing that... Check my...
Going there. On my way.
Wrap it up, folks. Time to call it a
See,
day.
it's already wrapping up. Now I managed to get that building scavenged.
On my
I've
way.
got, yeah, a decent bit of materials.
We're on the move.
I have this warehouse here and also this really big one here as a warehouse. So I have lots of storage space. I didn't need quite 15,000 storage space. Okay, there's another swarm probably going to come from the bottom left then. And yeah, so they'll do their last little bit of scavenging and then head back. They'll drop the stuff off and go. I am building another house here, slowly. And here you go. This is what I wanted to show you. Now, of course, it's already too late, and that horde has already left.
Ready for action.
So I should
We're on the
probably
move. Ready for action. Going
send
there.
some people down here.
Reporting. Roger. Operator, let's do it.
And
Waiting
just
orders.
in case, seeing this red here, I don't know where that's from. So,
Waiting orders. Roger. Operator, we're on the move. Let's do it. Waiting orders.
these guys are fine. Don't need to
On my way.
in the back. and I can take people off scavenging and put them on guarding. Which means they pile through, they walk into here, and then walk out to go do some
Horde spotted.
guarding. Okay.
Ready for action. Roger. Waiting orders. Reporting.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. I will point out some nights during the day, during the night, it's clear skies, full moon, and the zombies don't come out even at night. So sometimes you actually want to be fighting them in the cars instead of going in and attacking, and you'll find that
On my way. Ready for action. We're on the move. Operator.
that instead that won't happen because they just... So if there was a scenario where there was, say, 5 hordes and an alpha in one of the buildings, I don't send my guys in. I wait until it's nighttime, and then I just do this picking off tactic. Yeah. Alright.
Reporting.
Most of my units should all now come back
Operator. Ready
to
for action.
base.
Reporting.
Oh,
Operator. Ready for action. Reporting.
there.
Operator.
Everyone else can jump down there. So I'll send them all back to base. I will, empty stuff out, refill all of that.
Reporting.
I do have a very untrained new squad back here with some AKs and stuff just to defend on top of existing gates, and this will, now that I've got space, I can do what I've been wanting to do, my double gate. That somehow twisted right at the last moment. That's okay. How did you? Probably too far out, to be honest. Because I want the zombies attacking the gate. So, here's the thing. These big fortified gates have 15,000 health. That's why the fortified walls, like these, only have 3,000. It just doesn't make sense to me. They really need to up that. I'm still going to put fortified wall here. And it also doesn't snap properly all the time, or can let you, but yeah, often zombies will, sometimes they just walk through the walls, sometimes it's fine and they don't. I thought I got rid of all the metal around here. Probably here too, just a little bit further out than I need. I want to be able to attack from both of these at the same time. Oh, you guys. Oh, you got AKs. That's just good. Interesting. Okay. Ah, yeah, you got. Okay, AKs definitely give more range. Makes me want to put sniper rifles on here. Why not? We can start building more of them. Yeah, I run it up against. Fortified wall. Oh, this is. I already put this down there, so. Right. I had to change mice, and this one button doesn't work as well. Really? No, it's that bad. You know what? Change to the other mouse, but with a long power cord. What's this? Okay. There we go. And then, of course, doesn't always snap the way you expect it would. I'll just do it good enough and hope it will be good enough. Yeah, that'll do. They're usually coming for here, and they'll come from up there, and they will attack here, and they'll come along, and they'll attack here. Probably have to get rid of you.
Building adapted.
But can do. And put some more walling across. And I'll put another. Maybe put a second gate there. I don't know. I don't know if I need to control it. Alright. I'm happy with that. Lots more to build. And so I can stop the guarding and instead say go build.
We're running out of stock.
Gonna run out of wood apparently. Partly that's mostly this. This one needs a lot of wood.
Hostiles inbound.
You can pick them up.
On my way. We'll get them. Infected incoming.
Oh, there is more of a horde. I missed 2 of them.
Reporting.
So what I wish these guys would do is automatically back up. Because right now they will just wait until they get hurt. They'll just get ambushed. If you could get them to automatically keep their distance. I don't care if that's a special attack move button or something, but yeah, like I tell them to attack and then they will just stand here until they get run over, they get overrun by
Operator. We're on the move. Let's do it.
The dog zombies, by the way, way faster. I don't use my trucks and stuff against them. There's just
Going there.
I can only use my fast
We're
cars.
on the move.
And I just get everyone back to my base, make sure all my citizens are hopefully safe. Kind of sucks if they're running between here and the dog zombies come, but they almost always come either here or here, so I've been generally lucky. Actually, most of the times it's come across here. And I just need to man the towers, have everyone ready, and just shoot them as much as possible.
On my way.
Alright, you're low, and you've got stuff there.
Let's do it. Operator.
So this is the annoying bit. Just making sure I've got enough resources. I wish I could pin resources. That would be really nice. Like somehow, like maybe not right click, dispose of your control right click or whatever it is that I can then pin a resource. So
On my way.
like they'll get in a car and they've got car resources and squad resources and stuff. Like I don't want them to lose these resources. If I tell them to come back here, they come back in.
Roger.
Slow right now. Speed it up. Boom. They lose their resources because they're dropping everything they've got off. But I want pinned resources to say, no, you guys always try and have
We're on the move.
and try and replenish this set of stuff. Now, actually, I got it wrong because this car runs out of fuel fast, so I should add an extra fuel canister.
Going there. Operator. Let's do it. Operator.
1, 2, 3.
Roger.
Whereas 4 and 5, they
Operator.
don't get
Reporting.
everything because they're always going through and checking houses and stuff.
Roger. Ready for action.
And
Going there. Let's do it. Receiving. On my way. Operator. Roger. Operator.
I'll usually send them out to give some level of
Search
extra
done.
visibility.
There's nothing left. There's nothing left. Clear.
Supposed to be
There's nothing left.
now it's 6 a.m. Everyone's waking up. They're going to be building those.
No more to find.
Earn your keep.
Now 3 more people. So let's put some on scavenging.
Search done.
We're missing resources.
Weirdly, it's not telling me what. Oh, I'm still scavenging this? I don't understand. Why am I scavenging the house? Did I?
We finished construction.
Oh, okay. That's weird. I swear I'd already scavenged the building. Alright, so needs 700
Building clear.
wood. I don't have enough for that. That's why it keeps telling me I need more wood. But definitely have enough bricks and stuff.
Roger. On my way.
Construction complete. Our worker can't reach the destination.
See this? Like, some are going here, some are going there.
Let's do it.
What? Is this worker that's stuck?
We're on the move.
Building work done. We finished construction. Building work done. Building complete.
Stop working. Start winding down for some rest.
We're missing resources.
That's okay. I can easily get wood.
Clear. There's
Maybe
nothing
that
left.
one go.
Building clear.
Lots of wood here. Actually, I don't want.
Job done.
I know this wood cleared. That the new one? Okay. Ah, that'll be a lot of wood.
On my way. Going there.
So
Search
tonight
done.
should be fine.
Hostiles inbound.
Ah, you. I don't have everyone on guard duty. Thankfully, this is
Waiting
a
orders.
fast car.
We're on the move. Search done. Hostiles inbound.
Ah, but this is that. So maybe I should put some more people guarding.
Going there. On my way.
inside.
No, don't worry about it. They are being
Our
damaged.
building's under attack.
Okay. You gotta
Clear.
wait for all the people to come out to guard.
Building clear. No more to find. Search done. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. Search done. Search done. Search done. Building clear. No more to find. No more to find. Building clear.
We need more resources.
It's weird that it'll tell you. Okay, I should have at maybe 3 o'clock gotten everyone off guard duty and then go back. And now, because I wanted people to scavenge, see the way the scavenging task just goes back to like there's no one assigned and it doesn't tell me. It's a little bit weird that it's a specific
Area cleared.
slightly annoying sometimes that it's a no person attached bit. Okay, I almost prefer it's just a different color to indicate that there's no one attached than but let me know what sort of thing I'm looking at, because when you've got all these and you're like, oh okay, this means it's not building, this means it's not deconstructing, this means someone's not guarding. This is what I was looking for as a big scavenging task. Yeah. And run the day.
The work ain't gonna wait for us. Let's
I'm
get
glad
to it.
these are digital entities
Building
because I
clear.
feel sorry for the people who probably
Search done.
asleep at the post.
Search done. Search done.
You know,
Search
sitting
done.
at a gate or in a tower.
Clear.
And
Building
then
clear.
have to go and do a full day of just
On my
cutting
way.
trees.
Clear.
The citizens are in danger.
Where? That's gonna.
Roger. Reporting. We're on the move. Clear. People spotted. Armed and dangerous.
People suck.
Reporting.
Stop attacking my
Roger.
citizens.
Receiving. Going there. Waiting orders. We're on the move.
So these guys will attack very effectively, and just
Operator.
can even destroy the car. So
Take him down.
Sometimes I
Hosting support.
say go in.
Receiving.
That doesn't actually stop them from attacking. They have to get out
Operator.
of the car.
Reporting.
Otherwise, they're going to damage the cars.
Reporting.
This is where number one
Ready for
sniper
action.
rifle-
They're coming. Take him down. We're under attack. We need backup.
See, these guys are really hurt.
We're under attack.
Okay, we got him.
Reporting. Operating orders. On my way.
And this is where, why do I have that as my squad resource?
Operator. Roger.
Let the car.
Let's do it.
How do I select
Waiting
this?
orders. Let's do it.
Okay, there we go.
On my way.
You're fine.
Ready for action. On my way. Going there.
Get in.
Waiting orders. Going there.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't have my squad resources
orders.
that were sitting in the car
Waiting
instead
orders.
of with them. And sometimes it's the other way around, and it's like, I know, I just want to keep, like, you don't need your can of food
Operator,
with you right now.
ready for action. Roger. Reporting. We're on the move. Receiving. Reporting.
You come pick this stuff up.
We're on the move. Operator. We're on the move.
Stuff.
Operator. Roger.
Alright, I think that covers most of it.
Roger.
We need more resources.
You're not actually out of wood. You just know that you want more wood than you got. Look at that. These guys just come from top and it's about 3 o'clock. That's what I wanted to show. Hey, it's 3 o'clock. You get 2 hours.
Area cleared.
And at 5 o'clock they stop. So, my recommendation, don't have 2 bases.
Building
Work's done.
complete.
Head back to your shelters.
Building complete, head back to your shelter. And they're off. Meant to be doing farming? How do you get any farming done? How is
Another one
farming not a
incoming.
local?
Waiting orders.
This red sometimes. Okay, there's the red.
Going there.
Anyway, you get the idea. I don't know. Yeah, that's the game. I think that covers all the important bits. I don't know how some of the things like bar, like, okay, you're doing brews, but is it enough capacity? It's not telling me that gives me anything except that it complains if there isn't. Yeah, chemical plant fine research. That's easy. I like that it's generating enough when I'm not. So I'll soon have enough materials to get another, to do the dosing and optimization. I've just been
There are
dealing
some
with it by
infected
making
around
sure
here.
I've had enough people in the hospital. I had like this full for a while, and I ended up with over 100 med kits. There's a bit of balancing with the cookhouse, the farm, the fields, but you expect food production to be slightly messy. Like I started with a really small barn and small cookhouse, and then expanded. But something like kindergarten, like I ended up doing a bigger kindy, and in fact that's not even a fully completed one. I have a protective gear factory, but it's not even a fully adapted. This is where I should put some resources in and just go, you know what, I'm gonna get everyone. I don't know. Okay. So that I can then just get a lot more protective gear for everyone. Now that I have the polymers, I didn't want to do it with big metal plates. I did just get rid of the weather one. Where's that? Weather center. Put that there. Tiny little thing. Good. Got a mask. Oh yeah, the repairman shop's useful. But I only slightly assigned it to this. I should have just used a smaller one, because even like 20 repairmen, it's a lot. Thankfully they will just automatically go and, you know, fix up things, and I usually say go fix up the, you know, the walls and towers as needed. Okay.
Reporting. We'll get them.
Here I've just got to have, you know, make sure that there's enough overlapping towers with extras where the hordes sometimes come, which is most, you know, like I've got some extras here. I've got, yeah, this one's got an extra layer. I should probably extra reinforce this, but because they're not attacking here so often, I haven't worried so much. I think if I got rid of everything here, then this would be the only target, and this would not be suitable enough because giant, big, thick fortified walls, just not strong enough. Just got to complain about it more. I got another chemical plant here. This is my vehicle workshop. That's definitely way better than just manually repairing a vehicle. Because if you manually repair a vehicle, like
Ready for action.
if I get these guys to jump out
On my way.
here and I look at this vehicle,
Reporting.
and I say repair, it'll have like 4 workers assigned to it,
Receiving.
but
Ready for action.
oh yeah, I gotta undo the repair before I
Receiving. They're coming.
and these guys are,
Let's do it. We're on the move.
yeah.
They're trying to get inside.
Yeah, that covers most of it.
Nearby. Man the stations.
So I pressed pause as soon as I saw that there's a swarm coming. Sometimes it doesn't tell me where the swarm's coming from. Now I know. Okay. They're definitely coming up from here a lot. Something, as I said, I haven't done. I haven't sent people off in an expedition. That's my next thing to do. So I think that covers all the things I wanted to say, complain about, point out. Yeah, every time I'll go for an expedition when I've got, say, 50 fuel and I can spare some guys.
Receiving.
But
Roger.
I'm still waiting for enough fuel recovery from the last fight.
Ready for action. Reporting. Waiting orders.
Now I've got
We're
to
on the
send
move.
everyone again.
Operator. Going
And
there. Operator.
These people definitely going to need some help healing. So, also, what I would like to be able to
On
do
my way. We're on the move. On my way.
is, like, this is now car resources, not squad resources. Like, if I click exchange and go
Going
here,
there.
I can't put anything in the car. I can
Let's
only
do
put
it.
in there, and so how? But if I then have another squad and I exchange with the squad, then I can put things in the car. So it's slightly annoying that I can't fill a car up and just be like, you know what?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Operator.
There's this giant truck. I would love if I could get this truck to be filled with ammo, fuel, and I think, or
Ready for
even
action.
just this guy. Yeah, it's a van.
Reporting.
This guy is great for taking on the like, could easily just have all of the resources I need, and I can just put him in as support when needed. Have a bunch of fuel, have a bunch of ammo, have a bunch of med kits, that would be great. But it's really hard to load it up.
We need backup.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You're about to die, aren't you? Vehicle condition, and you died. I lost him. Anyway, I'm probably gonna go load from before that happens, because not good.
There are some infected around here.
I wasn't. I do like that you can change the time zones and all of that.